All right, and welcome all. We read about Marbury versus Madison. Marbury versus Madison establishes the concept of judicial review. Marbury versus Madison equals the Supreme Courts can declare laws unconstitutional. Judicial review. This is a Supreme Court decision, and it was done in February 24th, 1803. Marbury versus Madison was a U.S. Supreme Court case that established the principle of judicial review in the United States. This means that American courts have the power to strike down laws, statutes, and some government actions that violate the Constitution of the United States. Now, this case was decided in 1803. Marbury remains the single most important decision in American constitutional law. The court's landmark decision established that the U.S. Constitution is actual law itself. It is the supreme law, not just a statement of political principles and ideals, not just happy, happy, joy, joy, we would like the government. No, this is law. The Constitution is law. The case originated from an incident that occurred as part of the political and ideological rivalry between outgoing President John Adams, so between him, John Adams espoused, he spoke about the pro-business and pro-national government ideals of Alexander Hamilton and the Federalist Party. So President John Adams spoke about them. And so it's John Adams versus incoming President Thomas Jefferson. And Thomas Jefferson favored agriculture and decentralization. Decentralization is the idea that we have a smaller government. He also led the Democratic Republican Party. So we have John Adams and the Federalists and Thomas Jefferson and the Democratic Republicans. Adams had lost the United States presidential election of 1800 to Jefferson, and in March of 1801, just 2 days before his term as president ended, John Adams appointed several dozen Federalist supporters to new circuit judge and justice of the peace positions in an attempt to frustrate Jefferson and his supporters in the Democratic Republican Party. The Senate quickly confirmed Adams' appointments, but upon Adams' departure and Jefferson's inauguration, a few of the new judges' commissions still had not been delivered. Why were they not delivered? Well, Jefferson believed that the commissions were void, they were worthless, because they had not been delivered in time, and he had instructed his Secretary of State, James Madison, not to deliver them. One of the men whose commissions has not been delivered in time was William Marbury. William Marbury was a Maryland businessman who was a strong supporter of John Adams and the Federalists. In late 1801, after Madison had repeatedly refused to deliver his commission, Marbury filed a lawsuit in the Supreme Court asking the court to issue a writ of mandamus forcing Madison to deliver his commission. In an opinion written by Chief Justice John Marshall, the court held first that Madison's refusal to deliver Marbury's commission was illegal. Madison must deliver the commission. It's made by a sitting U.S. president, where it has to be given. And secondly, that it was normally proper for a court in such situations to order the government official in question to deliver the commission. However, there's something special here. In Marbury's case, the court did not order Madison to comply, to obey. Examining the law Congress had passed that gave the Supreme Court jurisdiction over types of cases like Marbury's. Oh, why are we even listening to this case? Oh, because of this old law. Marshall found that it had originally expanded the definition of the Supreme Court's jurisdiction beyond what was originally set down in the U.S. Constitution. Marshall then struck down the law. Which law was this? Well, if we go all the way back up, we will find the Judiciary Act of 1789. All this stuff is connected. It's all connected. That's why we have the word writ of mandamus in here, because it very important later in Marbury versus Madison. So Marshall, the Supreme Court's lead justice, he strikes down the law, saying it's bad, unconstitutional, announcing that American courts have the power to invalidate laws that they find to violate the Constitution. Because this meant that the court had no jurisdiction over the case, it could not issue the writ that Marbury requested. Because of probably the most important piece of law ever created, and the courts created it for themselves. It's not in the Constitution. The Congress never gave it to them. They just gave it to themselves. That is why Marbury versus Madison is so important. Marbury versus Madison establishes the concept of judicial review, and the courts gave it to themselves. They just said, we can do this. I hope you're learning, and I hope that this is something that you're enjoying.